In recent days in particular, we have seen a heightened effort by Myanmar's military to crack down on these anti-coup protests. Residents across the country have had to endure consecutive nights of internet shutdowns, a move which NetBlocks have told us in the Cube is meant to install fear among residents and seize further control of the situation. Meanwhile, on the ground, in cities like the old capital, Yangon, you have a heightened security presence as military vehicles face off directly against thousands of protesters. Meanwhile, these new efforts have all focused on Aung San Suu Kyi, the deposed leader who, remember, just last November led her National League for Democracy to a landslide victory at the elections. Now, the military have claimed without evidence that those polls were fraudulent, and they have held Aung San Suu Kyi and other elected figures under house arrest. She is currently facing a minor charge for possessing illegally obtained walkie-talkies, and she was due to face trial on this week. But earlier today, Human Rights Watch have told us at Euronews that this hearing has instead taken place today and in secrecy. Earlier, I spoke to their Deputy Asia Director, Phil Robertson, and asked him more about this secret trial and what impact it will have on Myanmar's protesters.
The court and the prosecutors are pulling a fast one. They told Aung San Suu Kyi's lawyer that it was going to be on Wednesday. He found out, in fact, it happened today. By the time he got to the court, it was already over. It was done by video. It's just going to make people more angry. They want their leaders released. They don't want to have these made-up, politically manufactured charges being brought against their leaders and have their leaders essentially locked away under house arrest. That's what's being done. They're basically keeping Aung San Suu Kyi and the top leadership of the National League for Democracy on ice. They want to keep them away from the protesters, and the protesters are going to get increasingly angry about this.
Now, this latest charge against Aung San Suu Kyi could see her detained indefinitely under the new penal code installed recently by the military. It's a charge used to prosecute people for breaking COVID-19 restrictions. Now, across Europe and across the world, we've seen international condemnation of the situation, but Human Rights Watch tell us they are looking for more specific action.
We need to have targeted economic sanctions that focus on the leaders of this military coup and the military businesses that are operating inside Myanmar that are controlled by the military and profiting in the military. And we also need a big push on an arms embargo, a global arms embargo that will make sure that no one can sell any weapons to the Burmese military anymore.
Activists are warning that these latest charges against Aung San Suu Kyi will only widen the divide and increase tensions across Myanmar.